Okay, cool.
All right, guys, we are live. And as always, thank you so much for tuning into Sup Talk Radio. We are back with our band of brothers, nobody new to the podcast, James of Impel Nutrition, Will Whitlock of Leviathan Nutrition, and of course, Alan of Heroic Muscle, the next Guillermo del Toro, Steven Spielberg, whatever you want to call him.
Jesus Christ.
We could call you
What's
Jesus
up, guys?
So, James, the first thing I want to ask here, if I can bring it up, is I know you have a new business venture. Can you share with us exactly what this is here? What are you doing with Colombia, or what's going on here?
You know how it is in this business. You never really know what's going to show up at your door. So that's actually just a branded ingredient from some company. Has nothing to do with
Colombia,
South American
Mexico,
connections
where exactly?
that I may or may not have.
Oh, my God.
I do always joke, it's like there's a lot of people that used to sell powdered substances and then for energy, and then here we are selling energy powder again.
So we'll get into business here in just a minute, but as of about an hour ago, the Arnold Classic now has 4 competitors left. James, you should be getting a special invite because Alan, Will, and myself are about 4 weeks out from competition, and I know you look really, really good lately, so you should be getting a special invite here very soon from one of the Manions.
Yeah, I don't think they have a dad bod 6 foot tall class. So.
Oh my God! So guys, you want to get into this a little bit? We'll start sharing some pictures and going around the horn here.
Sure, let's do it, man. I'm ready. How you brothers doing?
Good.
All right.
All right. So let me know here. So we'll just go around the horn here. So obviously, see our screen. We'll go around here. So as of this, everyone that's in my slide deck should be in the show, unless anything else happens. So, James, let's start with you for a minute. What do you like about Regan Grimes? He's worked with Milos Sarcev, and I got a hell of respect for Milos.
Yeah, Regan has amazing shape. He's one of the younger guys. He's just always been on that, like, this is the next guy. He's the next guy, but he's 20 pounds, 30 pounds lighter than everybody else, and he looks great on Instagram, always looks sharp in competition. But you put him next to these bigger guys and he just gets swamped. So I think he'll look really good, but I don't know that he's packed on 10 more pounds since his last show.
Yeah. But with this lineup, do you think he'll place good, though? Do you think he'll crack top 3, top 5? What do you think, brother?
I mean, there's still some really big guys like Justin Rodriguez and Brett Wilkins. And so he could maybe be top 5. It just depends on like Kuklo and Cedric, what kind of conditioning they bring.
What are you thinking, Alan?
Regan Grimes was never impressive to me. Unfortunately, I always saw him as a C-class bodybuilder when he came out. So when he got lucky, and did he compete in the Olympia? I think he competed in Olympia. He was always that guy that tied for 15th to me. I always saw him as an Instagram type of bodybuilder. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? I've been following bodybuilding. I tried competing one time. Yes, I've been doing it for 20 years. So when he was in the show, when he was announced for the show, I was like, oh, okay. So he'll probably get like 10th or 11th. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if no one shows up to this contest, which is it's already kind of thin, maybe he'll get like 7th place. But I've seen his pictures lately. He is with Milos Sarcev, so insulin use is going to be for real. So he's going to be big as hell. Milos is the king of insulin. He was a guy who he pioneered the pre-workout, intra, and post-workout. He used to do like 10 units of insulin with 100 grams of sugar, before workout and after workout, sipping on sugars and stuff like that. So I can see that insulin use being used big time. I mean, he's big as hell right now. And he's in shape, so the contest is kind of thin. So I see him with his genetics, which is, I would say, his average genetics, average type of bodybuilder, but the size he packed on with Milos, yeah, he carbs him up right on insulin. He's going to be, I think, maybe like top 5. Top 5. I'm just giving the good shot. Top 5.
And he was also in not Arabia, overseas with the
Oxygen
Camel
Gym.
Crew for quite a while.
Yeah, the Camel Crew. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think he looks like he's going to come in shape. I was pretty impressed with his conditioning and size and fullness. So Milos got him on that stuff, doing those giant set protocols that he's always believed in. So I think with that guy, he's going to come in shape. So with this contest, which is kind of weak to me, he has a crack at top 5.
Will, being the competitive bodybuilder of the panel, current and obviously still continuing, I mean, what do you see for Regan? Do you think he could, like as Alan said, that he's kind of a C-level bodybuilder? Do you think he could crack, become the next big thing, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of
next big thing, my ass. But go ahead.
To me, at least currently, he looks more like a classic. He belongs in classic, but he's already over the weight class. So to do well in bodybuilding, he's going to need to put on a lot more muscle. We saw at the Olympia, he was just way smaller than everyone else. I think he was literally the smallest guy up there. So if he can put on 30 more pounds and still have a good frame, which even that's a big question, because a lot of guys just ruin their lines by putting on more size like that, putting on that much size. We'll see if he can do it. Do I think that he's put on a considerable amount of muscle in the past 3 months? How long was his off season? Because the Olympia, I think, was back in October. So I'm still pretty skeptic. I don't think he's going to come in that much improved, but I mean, he is working with Milos now, so Milos has a good track record at bringing guys in with good size, good conditioning. So I guess we'll see if what they're doing works and if they stick together, because he's still got a long way to go. I would be very surprised if he places top 5, even in this lineup, just because he doesn't have the size yet.
And it's interesting you brought up, because I might be wrong, but I think when he started, he was a bodybuilder, then went to classic, and then went back to bodybuilding. But I think he did try his point in classic, and for whatever reason, decided to step up a division, I guess.
Yeah, I remember that was only a couple of years ago or something. I think he did one classic show, and he had to, even at that point, he had to lose a lot of size just to make the weight class. So it really wasn't a good option for him.
Yeah, he's in that weird spot where he's too big for classic and kind of too small for open.
Yeah,
and too tall to be 212.
Yeah, he's right in between those categories, and he's having difficulty trying to pick which one is perfect for him.
Right.
And he's still young. I think he's in his mid-20s, so he's still got years to grow and kind of find his home, I think.
Absolutely does.
So we'll go to the next one here, and we'll defer to Will on this one. Cedric Mcmillan. Just to some back clarity, Cedric, I don't know if you guys have been following, but Cedric was in the hospital for quite a while with COVID and whatnot. So I think he's silly jumping in quick, but I don't know, Will. I don't know if you've been following his path the last couple of months, Will.
I really haven't. I mean, he hasn't been a factor in 5 years, because when did he win the Arnold? I think 2017. I think he only won it once, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been way up there, but yeah, the last time I saw him compete, I think he was still downsized. I think he just wants to compete. I don't think he's going to be near his best. If he was at his best, I'd have him as high as second. Even at his best, I don't think you could beat Brandon Curry. But I don't know how he's going to come in now. I haven't seen any previews of him, but I don't know. I mean, he might be top 5. Just he has a great structure and all of those things. But it depends how much size he's lost.
Yeah, and he's in his mid-40s. I want to say he's 43, 44. So I think at this point it's more of a paycheck just for the love of this than really doing damage at any shows anymore. But I might be wrong.
Yeah.
And he's notorious for being off. I mean, if you put together how many shows Cedric has done and all the hype around him being a big guy, taller guy, great structure, all these things, but he misses way more than he's on. So with him being smaller potentially after being sick, I don't think he has much of a shot.
No, Alan, you keep up with things. What are you thinking, man?
Cedric to me is wasted potential. He's to me, he's like the Dallas Cowboys of bodybuilding. You know, he looks good on paper, but he looks good on paper, always falls short to deliver, you know, in the contest that matter. I mean, there's a rumor that there's going to be another bodybuilder that drops out of this contest pretty soon, and I think that's him. From what I've heard, that his legs are far behind, and he's just not quite in shape. So the rumor of this another person dropping out of this Arnold, I have a strong feeling it's going to be for this guy. This guy is like a could have, should have, could have, should have, would have. What if he did this? What if he did that? Cedric was never the guy to take his physique to the next level. Well, not to the next level. He has the physique, but he won't risk pushing his bodies to the extreme. You guys know what I'm talking about. Doing whatever it takes, following the drug protocol, whatever it takes to get into that ultra sharp, deep separation look, to become world champion. You know what I mean? He's sliding by his genetics. He just gets enough done. I mean, he's worked for several contest prep guys. There's stories of him, he hires you as a coach, but then you tell him one thing, do one thing, he does another. And it's like, it's frustrating. It's wasted potential. You know what I mean? He has that classic 80s look. He's that Lee Haney type of, he's like a modern day Lee Haney guy, but it's a shame to see a guy like that never achieve the next level, never achieve the recognition that he should get. And I think that's how his career. I think he's going to probably hang it up within the next year or two. If he hangs it up this year, I wouldn't be surprised. But the person who's going to pull out of this show is going to be Cedric. Like I said, he's always disappointing to me. So I don't have any.
It's crazy.
If he comes to this contest, if he comes to this contest, I bet you I don't probably see him in top 6. Just saying.
I think it's crazy that you can talk about a bodybuilder that's won the Arnold Classic, that's placed top 10 so many times, and the overarching conversation is he missed. I mean,
it's
he's
frustrating.
One of those guys that everybody was like, this guy should have been, top 3 or 4 Olympia.
Absolutely, he could be Olympia champ.
Reserves, and he's doing all these things where, like, if he would have buckled down, the world was at his taking.
Yeah, he was working with Chris Aceto. Chris was saying he was so frustrated at him. Guy tells him to eat chicken breasts and stuff, and then he goes home and eats sausage and peppers and bullshit like that. No, but it's true. That's even said on the podcast, and it's frustrating, man. It's like, bro, what are you doing, man? You want to be a champion? You got to follow protocol. You got Chris Aceto. He had Jay Cutler throughout his career. You know what I mean? World champion. Listen to the guy. What are you doing, man? Do you want to be Mr. Olympia? What do you want to do? It's like I'm getting sick and tired of him. You get on my nerves. You like Kai Green. You get on my goddamn nerves. Just just leave. Bye.
Damn, Alan draws ratings, obviously.
No, because I love bodybuilding, bro. And when I see guys like this show up, it's like, oh my God, look at this guy. Look what he can do. And then he does bullshit. And the guy never does anything. Never takes it to the next level.
He just needs a good sponsor like Impel for the outside and Leviathan for the inside.
Hey, man, he's sponsored by Redcon 1, bro. I mean, you cannot get a better buy one, get one free out there.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
So as an aside, that's how you know Redcon is doing bad, because I think we discussed this last time. I'm not getting any more buy one, get 6 frees on my Instagrams anymore.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. There was a 2-hour 40% off that, has hit me up the last 2 hours of the last 48 hours.
Oh my God. All right, next one, guys, and he's number 1 or number 2. I mean, let's face it here. Let's look at good old William Bonic. I think I don't know what his age is. I want to say mid-30s, but I think he's still got a good future. I think he's going to do damage, at the Olympia or even this show. But Will, why don't you go ahead and start off?
Yeah, I agree. I don't see him. I really don't see him being Brandon unless Brandon comes off, which is possible. I mean, he's kind of hit or miss also. But Williams always just he got everything together. Except last Olympia, he was a little bit off, so he slid a couple places. But I mean, yeah, I see him second. He's consistent, and there's really nothing wrong about him that you can pick. He just kind of doesn't, to me, just doesn't like stick out. Like, there's nothing like crazy or overpowering about him. But I mean, that's a good thing in bodybuilding too.
I don't. So I just looked him up. He's 39, and I don't know like how long he's been on the scene, but I feel like he just emerged, like cracking top 7 for all the big shows. But I'm sure he's been around for a while, just kind of off everybody's radar, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think. I mean, he's probably been around 7-8 years, but he comes from France or something like that, and he was virtually unknown, and I can't remember who went over there and kind of snatched him up, put him on the scene, and I think
that white dude.
He's like 6th or 7th place, like in the Olympia, like the first time he really came out to international show. He's got a great upper body. His arms are huge, his shoulders, back. He's just blocky in the waist, and he's like super compact. So I mean, he's like a brick shit house, but it's not always pretty.
Do you see him as 1 or 2, or where do you place him?
I have him and Brett as the gamble between 2nd and 3rd. So if Brett Wilkins does what a lot of people are thinking, and the mass that he's put on, it'll be him and Bonac, figuring out who's 2nd.
Alan, what do you like William, or is he just
William Bonax? William Bonax a thick motherfucker, man. I'm telling you, he got that 3D muscle and shit. He reminds me of a half-size Kai Green. Like I said, everything on him pops. His only weakness, just like Kai Green, he has that thick, squatty waist, that thick, wide waist. So he has to be careful. I think he's pretty much maxed out as far as putting on muscle gain. I mean, if he puts any more muscle, he's gonna blow that waist out and kill what little symmetry he has. But
he's gonna roll that.
Yeah, he has to be careful with that. I don't think he can really get much bigger without losing the look of his physique. Without killing his symmetry. I mean, he doesn't have much symmetry, but yeah, like I say, he's big, freaky. He's thick. That back is crazy. He got leg separations, hamstrings to death. I mean, he can pose his ass off. I'm not sure how he's gonna come in this contest. I know he's gonna come in 2nd. I'm not too sure of his shape. He's been in shape. I mean, he's been with Neil Hill for like the longest time. Then he broke off with him because he was accusing Neil Hill of shortchanging him, as far as ripping him off, paying him as coach. That's a whole different thing. That's a he said whatever. But Bonac is 2nd. Like I said, this guy is off the chain, muscle wise. You know what I mean? He was always shredded, sharp. Yeah.
Okay, and I think this is the winner right here. But I'll defer to James to start off.
That's my man right there, Curry.
Go ahead.
His arms and back, man, and he's got the genetics, and as long as he's in halfway decent shape, there's nobody in the show that I think really presses him. He doesn't even have to be his best to win this.
No.
Yeah. He's got it's like Coleman-esque kind of biceps. I mean, literally, it looks like softballs are just implanted there. It's crazy.
It's just freaky. And his back, ever since he spent a couple years in Kuwait, I mean, his back is just, it looks like somebody attached like slabs of a cow to the back of his body.
So you going first?
Number 1.
Will, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see anyone touching him in this lineup, even if he does come off. I mean, the only issue that we have with Brandon is his legs, that his legs aren't big enough. They don't seem to have improved much over the years, but for him, like everything else is so good that, especially in this lineup, it's not going to be an issue. Yeah, I don't see anyone touching him.
Alan, are you in agreement?
If this guy comes in soft as a baby's ass, I still see him winning this contest. Have you seen his fucking silhouette, man? It's like a fucking Nickelodeon cartoon, man. That shit is ridiculous, man. I mean, a tiny ass waist,
Bro, he's
shoulders and thighs. Figure. For real, man. That shit looks ridiculous. You think it's like some kind of Instagram, photoshopping, which you see like freaking bodybuilders do. But this guy is for real. He even brought his weak ass legs up. His legs are up. He has cut glutes now and hamstrings. this guy looks crazy. I mean, he's impressed me the past couple years. I mean, I did think he got lucky when he won the Mr. Olympia. I had Phil Heath beating him, but whatever. But he's shown that he's the man now. He's the man now because everyone else is retired. But anyway, he's really good. He's really good. Past 2 years to me. Yeah.
You know what Lil Wayne said was, he was the greatest rapper since the best rapper retired. So.
Yep. Yeah. He's gonna win this. He can come in soft. He's gonna win it. It's just the shape alone is gonna win the show.
Did any of you guys think that he'll get another Olympia title, or you think it was a one-shot deal?
One-shot deal.
Bold prediction.
Yeah, probably just one. He doesn't seem to improve enough to come back like that. I mean, what we see is consistent with him, so I don't see him.
I didn't even see him second place at the Olympia. I thought the Persian guy won. I won it over him.
Yeah, he does.
Hadi Chupan.
No, I will say, I was there, and it was definitely he looked better in person. Just a little crisper, but with Big Ramy, and they're going back to the mass, and he's actually coming in shape now. I don't see it, because I think really, if let's say Ramy drops out, Hadi, give him another year or so, he'll come in crisper and looking better than
Shit,
Brandon.
I had Hadi damn near winning the Olympia, man. I swore he won the damn Olympia. I said Hadi won it, and then when they gave him third behind Brandon, and that's some bullshit right there.
I could tell you, though, that if they would have gave it to him, the energy in the crowd would have been okay. If they would have said it was Hadi or it was Ramy,
people going ape shit. People were going ape shit over Hadi. A lot of people thought going in that contest, like, this motherfucker won it, but nope.
Yeah. When he came out, the whole crowd just kind of was like, "Oh my god!" They just got quiet. But then when Ramy came out, I mean, you thought you were in a concert, like a rock concert. The whole everybody stood up, they're cheering. It was like a bomb went off.
I'm thinking Hadi's going to be second place at the Olympia, but that'll be for our next discussion.
Yeah, but okay, so Hadi needs to watch his site injections, though, because I think that's
he got to watch some funky ass shoulders. Yeah,
I think that's the thing that screwed him.
Yeah, because RX Muscle kept on teasing about his damn shoulders, and everyone heard about that. So you just kept looking at his shoulder. Thanks a lot, Dave Palumbo.
Fucking Dave.
Yeah, Dave Palumbo. They kept on mentioning his shoulders constantly. So that's the first thing you do. They talk about his shoulders. That's what you're going to keep looking at, his shoulders, and you forget how phenomenal the rest of his physique is,
So here's the next guy, Max Charles. He's a decent bodybuilder, and he might actually do well in this lineup. But James, what do you want to contribute to Max Charles here?
Max has always looked good, looks great by himself.
That's fucked up.
Not like, hey, I look at his Instagram and I'm like, damn, that guy looks good. But
he's the world champion of Instagram.
You stand him next to somebody, man, and he's small, he's short. Looks good, but you can see here, I mean, for as big as his damn arms are, his waist is just about the same size. Like, it's just big, for no reason.
Yeah, but it's flat though. I can't penalize him if he's got like wide. I would say wide hips, but it's not.
Yeah, you can. It's called genetics.
He let his stomach hang out. He does. He lets his stomach hang out. He doesn't control his breathing.
Yeah.
So you place? What do you place him? Top 10?
I mean, there's only 10 guys, so yeah, he can get top 10.
He get 10th. He get 10th from me. He get 10.
Alan, do you want to add some more color on there, or are you done with that?
Yeah, he's like the Mr. Olympia in the tank top in his gym, man. That's about it, man. When he got the tank top and the genie pants, he's Mr. O in there. Outside of that, this guy, he comes in shape every once in a blue moon. He can place top 2 in those bullshit ass shows nobody ever watches, those European shows or whatever. The guy, he has okay legs. He doesn't have leg separation. He can't pose for shit. He poses like an amateur, so his posing is garbage. I mean, he's a waste of our conversation, to tell you the truth, man. That's about it. He's 10th. He's 10th.
Bro, look at how big he is, though.
In which in what in the Instagram pics?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Instagram pics, man. Come, I know for real though, right? Get that wide angle camera, man. Come on.
Will, do you want to jump on the Bash Max Charles chain or what?
We're not bashing. We're just being truthful, man. Come on.
Yeah, I need to know what camera he's got so that I can look better for Instagram.
I don't see him being anywhere, near the top. I remember back in the day when he first turned pro, or he was still an amateur back in
he was cocky as shit
or something. Yeah, like he was doing like a what's the name of it? In the Trenches video with Dave Palumbo, and he was just like bragging about how all he would do for his diet is eat like rice and beans like 2 times
once a day. Yeah. Oh, my man follows that shit. Okay, all right.
He was proud of it. And then Dave's just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, or like whatever. Like, he seems to have great genetics, but he strikes me as one of those guys who just doesn't take advantage of that.
It's true. I believe it. I've seen guys like that. You know what I mean? I'm half black, so I ain't trying to be racist or nothing. You can't accuse me of race, but a lot of black guys I know, they'll eat 1 or 2 meals a day and they have tremendous genetics. They can't even train. It's one of those guys that they bullshit with a 135 pounds on an incline barbell and they grow like a weed. You know what I mean? It's like it's live by on their genetics. It's like it's one of those guys like, man, if you ate 6-7 meals and if you really trained your ass off, I mean, you can really do some damage. But it's like whatever. He was always a cocky guy, so
yeah.
Fuck him.
It's a shame.
So here's the dark horse that everyone talks about. I don't know enough about him, but I'll let you guys kind of educate Brett Wilkins. Will, go ahead. Why don't you start off the commentary?
Yeah, actually, I'm not familiar too much with who he is until I saw the guest post. And I know he's Matt Jensen's client. And when he guest posed with Nick Walker and Clarita, he looked great. I think he was already dieting at that point. I think he's got a great physique from what I saw. Looks to have a decent amount of size. So I'm definitely curious to see how he does in this lineup. I think he can definitely be up there. I don't see him being Brandon, of course, but maybe as high as 3rd or something would be my possibility with him. But just depends.
And I think he took 2nd at the New York Pro last year behind Nick, or 3rd maybe, but I might be wrong. But Alan, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead and bash away.
Oh, I'm not bashing away. I mean, I'm just being honest, man. I don't kiss anyone's ass, man. I have my favorites, and I see these guys. You know what I mean? This Arnold is weak as hell. You know what I mean? It's true. Brett Wilkins looks great. I mean, this is the biggest he's ever been, the biggest, and he's really in shape. This close to the show, he's really in shape. He could be top 4 with this lineup. I could see him in somewhere in the fourth place, 4th or 5th. Okay. He doesn't have that 3D muscle pop. You know what I mean? He's a big bastard right now. But he has average bodybuilder genetics. That's what I see when you compare it to all the other guys. Average genetics. He looks good when he hits certain poses. Not every pose. When you raise his arms up, hit a front double bicep, be like, huh, not bad. Okay, he looks good. He hits this pose. Okay, he looks good. All right. Then when you stand next to Brandon Curry, you don't even know he's even there in the show. It's like, oh, who's that guy standing next to Brandon? There was a guy you were just looking at 2 minutes ago. Yeah. So with this lineup, yeah, he can make 4th or 5th.
James, agree to disagree?
I mean, he makes some good points. Brett's kind of the guy that scared Nick Walker out of this show and started all that drama with Matt Jensen and all that. He got butt hurt because he was thinking that Jensen was pushing for Brett to win this show and, wasn't trying to let him get into the show because, Nick wanted to hop back in and start.
But I know Matt's not working with or Walker's not working with Matt Jensen anymore, right?
No, right. Nope, not anymore.
This is the deal that started all that was Nick wanted to hop back into contest prep after the Olympia, and Jensen was like, no, hey, you need an off season. You need to kind of recoup, work on your health.
Yeah.
And Nick's like, hey, no, I'm gonna win that. I'm gonna get this money, blah, blah, blah. And you just don't want to prep me because Brett's there and you're worried that I'm gonna beat Brett, blah, 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 blah. You know, you can go to there's tons of YouTubers talking about it and get the whole
Nick Trigilli.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna bump him, but yeah, bodybuilding and BS. Trigilli's always on that. But really, Brett's been around for a while, and I think he took like a good 2 years off. And I mean, he's one of these guys that his legs are just gigantic, and he finally brought his upper body up, and just big shoulders, big legs. He's got a big stomach, but hopefully, like with the right posing, you know, I mean, he's got the you know, not to jump on what Alan said, but he's got that white guy genetic. You know,
you said it. You said it. Oh, you can say because you're a white guy.
Tries really hard, but you know, just looks blocky, and everything else kind of is. It works, but it's a right angle. He comes in shape. He's big. I think he definitely has a chance to beat Bonac because they both have that kind of similar structure where they're not super tall, just a lot of meat packed onto a small frame.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we're all in agreement. He'll crack top 4. Can we all? I guess we'll agree on that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's your boy James, Steve Kuklo.
Man, he was great 10 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, and I don't know what his head. I don't know where his head is right now because he's going through that divorce with his wife right now. So I don't know where his head is either.
Oh, Amanda Latona. Oh yeah, she was annoying last year at on the live stream.
Let's not talk about his genetics. Let's just talk about how piss poor his life's going. No,
yeah.
Kuklo, he's a good bodybuilder, but he's average.
Good, not
and
great.
I think the last couple showings, he's missed his prime. You know, to be honest.
I agree. Yeah, I think he's on. I think he's on his way out, and I don't see him improving at this point. He's just like it seems like he's just barely holding on to what he has. So I don't see.
He's another one of these Mr. Woulda, Coulda, Shouldas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even Jay Cutler was like promoting him, but I never fell for that crap.
Yeah, I think everybody hit it on the head when he came out in the early 10s or the late 2000s. I mean, he was like looked at the next big thing, but yeah, he fizzled quick and he fizzled hard.
I never saw that.
Well, I didn't ask you.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you now.
What was his nickname? It was like the Snake or something.
King Snake, whatever.
Yeah.
Big Snake, King Snake, whatever. Yeah, it was King Snake.
All right. Okay, so Justin Rodriguez, I know nothing about this guy except that his name was on the list and it's still current. He hasn't backed out yet.
That's probably the worst picture you could have found of him, too.
Wow, that's not good. Are you serious?
Hey, if he watches this podcast, you can guarantee he's going to be pissed.
That's terrible.
Bonax muscle, though.
Are you sure that's how he looks like? That looks bad.
Hey, that looks like a bad Photoshop.
Oh my God, he'd be competing with Max Charles for 9th, 10th. My God, with that photo, my Lord.
Oh my God.
Well, this guy, he's in New York. He always, I think he's a New York guy, so he always like in the New York Pro, so he can place high in that show. But he always comes in shape. He's always hard, but there's another guy, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. He's average looking to me. That's a terrible photo of him that you showed, but average looking to me. I don't see him really. I mean, where are we? How many? He could be in 6th, 7th, whatever. I mean, we only have 10 guys, so.
Top 10.
Yeah, there you go, top 10.
And I think that was kind of it. I know he did 7 or 8, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple here, but I know the big ones like Nathan Diasha, I think, is out.
He's out, yep.
Yeah, so I don't know who. I think
Ian Valier is Ian Valier in this show?
Mm-mm.
No,
he's not.
No.
Oh no, he's not in this show. Okay. Let me see.
Right,
It's a weak ass
so
show. Weak ass show.
Agreement that it's a 4-leg pony between Bonic and Curry, maybe Grimes, and then obviously Brett Wilkins.
Who's gonna win? They still do the opposing award, right?
I think so.
Yeah, there's usually, I think that may go to that guy Sansom Daruda. This is a black guy from the UK who's a very phenomenal poser. Pretty good genetics. Pretty good shape. Comes in shape. So he may be that guy that doesn't get recognized at the contest, but he can like pull off the posing award. You know what I mean? He may be he can place like 7th, 8th with his shape alone. Doesn't have much back, doesn't have much glutes or hamstrings, but from the front he's pretty decent.
Are they still doing the 212, right? You got Terrence and Breon, right?
No, there's no 212. That's the classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Alan,
the classic.
I know you wanted to talk about that. I mean, I can bring up the list here. I didn't make, but go ahead.
Hey,
I'll bring up the list here.
Alan,
go ahead,
put the guns down, man. Come on. He did slide in earlier and like, hey, yeah, I used to compete. I don't know. Yeah, Will, you're looking pretty big right now. What are you sitting at?
Thank you. 230. Around 230.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn, brother.
Will's one of those guys where he diets so hard and you lose a ton of weight like in prep and then you just blow right back up.
Yeah. I'm not planning to compete again for at least another year. So I'm gonna get up to like 250, 260 in the off season. But I want to, next time I diet down, I'm gonna do with my coach. I think because the past 2 times I've competed, I've done it myself, and I think I'm just not patient enough. Like I'll like drop calories too quickly and that sort of thing. I think I just end up losing muscle.
Yeah.
Well, you compete at light heavy. What do you compete at again? Light heavy?
I competed as a middleweight last time, and there's no. I shouldn't have been a middleweight. I should have been light heavy. But next time I'm gonna compete, I don't plan to compete until I'm like a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was sneaking on your Instagram, man. Low key. I was like, oh, look at this motherfucker. He was in shape. I see that, man. Okay, you look pretty damn good, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, and just for the last time I competed, like I really wanted to go for like striated glutes, but for me, I don't think it's a good idea. I think I just lose way too much size going for that. Like my legs shrunk down to like almost nothing, and it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, sometimes if you get too obsessive having cut glutes, man, you wind up losing everything else. I mean, sometimes you got to have like a big ass to have impressive cut glutes. I mean, everyone's get cut glutes, but if you want to have a big old butt, it's not really going to come out, and then you wind up flattening everything out, and everything else looks like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes we get obsessed over someone's ass. Oh, look at his ass! Look at it's shredded to pieces. It's not an ass game. It's a total physique game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's like what Sean said. It's like we're just dudes here talking about other dudes kind of in their underwear.
Yeah. How many times have we seen Ronnie? You look at Ronnie Coleman. He has a big ass, and even off season when he was over 300 pounds, he always had cut glutes. But when he comes out of shape and softer in the Mr. Olympia, it's like, oh, he has cut glutes, so that means automatically he should win the contest. Now that's not true.
Yeah.
I remember watching an interview, and Alan, you know who this is. I don't know if either the other gentleman know who David Dirth is.
Of course, the wild child David Dirth.
He was one of the first people in the 90s that really had striated glutes. And he said in an interview he would walk on a treadmill.
No, that's Rich Gaspari. You're wrong.
Bitch, don't make me come through the screen.
It's Rich Gaspari had the first cut glutes. 1986.
David Dirth said he would walk on a treadmill 10 miles an hour at a 3.5 and like literally push down as he walked to engage the glutes. And that was his training to get the glutes shredded, forget the squats and everything else. So take that for what it's worth. Will, if you're a big cardio guy, put the incline 10 and walk 3.5.
and get a big butt.
Yeah. I think my glutes just need more size. That's probably the biggest issue.
So have you guys heard about the Masters Olympia coming back next year?
Is it next year?
Yeah, 2023. It was just announced last week. They're bringing back the Masters Olympia.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So who's going to do that? Is Ronnie coming back for that or what?
Fuck no. Ronnie's going to die if he tries to compete.
Hey, Ronnie's looking big as shit right now, though.
Ronnie can't do shit, man. The man just needs to just chill.
Yeah.
No, so it's
He don't need to do a damn thing.
the cutoff is 45, and I did a prediction the other day, way off. You have to be 45, so I see Dexter Jackson coming back. Maybe, I don't know, long shot, and Alan disagreed with me, Kai Green.
Stop with the Kai Green shit. Stop. And you know, Kai Green be like, whoo, you know, Masters Mr. Olympia coming up. And then he'll stop it right there. And then Dave Palumbo be kissing his ass. Will Kai Green compete at the Masters Mr. Olympia? And that'll be the subject, you know, for the next 6-7 months. Kai Green, maybe he'll compete at the Masters Mr. Olympia. Then Kai will chime in to stay relevant. Oh, the show looking good, man. You know, I'm in shape. Whatever. Shut up. Tired of you.
Thoughts become reality.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Alan, man, you're like a reverse racist, dude. What's up with that?
We mean reverse racist. I'm just being on. Wait a minute. We mean reverse racist. What were you talking about?
Sean?
Yeah.
Why you got to hate a black bodybuilder, man?
What are you talking about? Hating a black guy? I didn't say he was black. I don't think he knows what he is. He's like an alien, you know. You know, the guy dodges questions. Hey, Kai, what's 2 + 2? Well, if you put the facts and figures and line up the moon and the stars together, you can come with an astronomical type of number. And 2 + 2 could be, you know, it could be in, as Aristotle said, in the past histories of the universe. Think about those numbers now. 2 + 2, and it's like, yo, what the fuck, man? Just answer the question.
You can be whatever number you want to be.
You can be whatever number you want to be.
Alan, just think if we put Kai Green and if the Ultimate Warrior was still alive, put them in the same room together.
That'd be like 6-hour podcast.
And they wouldn't say a damn thing.
Yeah, we've learned nothing.
All right, so this just in, and maybe you guys know or don't know that Nick Walker signed with Hostile.
Okay, great.
Fuad Abiyad's brand.
I wonder who's going to go with for coaching.
There's more behind this. I know, James, you clicked on it with Brett Wilkins, but I think there's more behind it because again, 1 minute he's with Bumstead's brand, and he's doing great things, and all of a sudden he leads like a big upcoming brand, and he's on top of the world. But there's more to it. I think.
Part owner of Get Raw Nutrition too. I think, right?
No.
He wasn't.
He was just brought in with those guys, and I think they paid for his house in Florida and moved him down to Florida and all that because Jensen was coaching him, and so because he was coaching him, he was doing so good. They wanted to bring him in, do more content with him. But I think it all got to his head, and he's got all these people in his ear. Oh, you're better. You're going to be this. You're going to be that. And I mean, he's a young kid, and you know how that goes. Like when
Nick Walker,
early 20s,
if he stays alive,
you start getting your ego stroked. You know, especially everywhere was like Nick's the next guy coming for it. Blah blah blah. And
fuck around, Nick will be the next fucking guy to die this year. Keep that shit up, man.
Hey, I mean, he every swing, 40, 50 pounds.
Bro, you see this guy don't look healthy at all, man. I was like, damn, man.
His leg veins are nasty. Ugh.
Yeah, this just like, yo, this dude's ready to croak next 1 or 2 years, man. It's like, shit, man. Too big, too fast, man. God damn.
Is he the next Steve Buffalo?
How many grams is this guy shooting, man? How much? Fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm talking about Milos using insulin and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck this guy is doing, man. Shit's crazy, man. His gear use is off the charts, man. I don't know how long he's going to be around. He's at the point now. He can ruin his physique. Yeah, whatever it takes. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
That Rich Piana life, baby.
Yeah, you're going to be right next to Rich Piana.
God damn.
All right,
I'm serious, bro. The fuckers don't look healthy, man.
Hey,
dude, I don't see longevity.
You got a bunch of rage, man. You just
I'm just being serious, bro. Do you see a guy like that lasting as long as like the Dexter Jacksons? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know.
Well, he's at 300 now. I don't know if that's legit weight or if that's bodybuilder weight.
It's probably for real, bro. I'm telling you, it's probably for real, and it's not good, man. I was like, yo, this dude needs to check his health, man. Remember Matt Jensen? I don't think Matt Jensen wanted him to compete. He's probably trying to look out for his health, and I don't
He's
know.
just ignoring it. He early 20s, world at your feet. I mean, he made what, like 120 grand at the New York Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Arnold's at like 200, and then he probably took home at least 75 to 100 at the Olympia.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 50 or 70, maybe something like that. But I mean, he just made, without any other deals or anything like that, I mean, he just made close to 200K at that age, and all the publicity and ego stroking that you can get.
Oh yeah, you probably can't tell him shit now.
You
know what I
can't.
mean? A little bit of criticism. He's going to come at you. So I'm sure.
Yeah, all that and a little bit of creatine. The guy's got his head.
A little bit of creatine. Okay.
All that
Guys,
monohydrate, man. It's just
injectable monohydrate. But yeah.
So again, it's all about predictions. Who do you guys predict? Who's going to be the dark horse this year that's going to do some damage?
Where, at the Olympia?
Just in general, like who to watch out for. Like last year, my pick was Hunter. Like I thought Hunter was going to do some damage. I think he had a good year, a decent year. But is there anybody that you guys see like on the horizon that you think might do well this year? Whether it's Brett Wilkins or anybody?
No, man, come on. Jesus Christ.
Wilkins. I mean, just at the Arnold at least.
so. I will say that Terrence Ruffin's going to do some damage. Chris Bumstead's going to do some damage.
Chris Bumstead's going to repeat
as usual.
Yeah, but have you been watching though? Bumstead's broken hard, dude. He's got like a bum hamstring and a bum shoulder. Like he's been very vocal.
But he's been.
He is.
Yeah, he's got time. He's got time.
I mean, he's had health problems.
This guy's always been fucked up somehow. Yeah, he's never came into a show healthy.
Yeah, so he'll be all right. There's a long time before he actually even has to push hard. But I think Hunter is going to surprise again. And I just want to say on our prediction for the Olympia, I fucking called it. And, Hunter was the man in that show and really kind of he got fourth, like I said. But, not to say I told you so, but I told you so.
I have Hadi Chupon in my top 2 at the Olympia.
I see that.
If he stays in the same condition, and as long as RX muscle doesn't, start jumping on him about his shoulders, I could see him top 2. Like I said, I had him winning the contest.
Yeah, I would like to see Keon do something.
Keon,
the Prodigy. He's with Accent Sledge now.
Didn't he go back?
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Didn't he go back to Classic? I think he was in 212, and then he went back to Classic now.
Hey, I'm not sure what he's doing. He keeps flip-flopping, and he bailed on a show last year too.
He's going to be another Cedric Mcmillan if he keeps this shit up. That's I don't have much faith in him until he shows something, so that he can do something major. Yeah. At this point, I think he's going to be another wasted potential guy. The way at the rate that he's moving, he's going to be another guy. He has all the tools to be a champ, but I'm losing faith. I already lost a little bit of faith in him.
His front double bicep to me is definitely one of the most impressive.
Yeah, he got that cartoon character look.
His waist is this big around.
Yeah, and then he comes here, and then he shows up soft.
Yeah.
Riding by his genetics, like, oh god.
And I'm over here just eating chicken and rice all the time, looking small.
Yeah, exactly. Then you got this soft ass guy, coming to show his place, and it's like, what the fuck?
Is this who you guys are talking about? This guy?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's another guy that I don't remember his name. Somebody international. That's like a white guy with blonde hair that they're saying that he's going to come out of nowhere and take over Bumstead. And I got to find his name.
Who? Is a little German kid?
Yes, I think he's German.
It's something, I think is his name.
Yeah, he's like 22 years old or something ridiculous.
Yeah, he ended up like 6th or something at the Olympia. Yeah. And he looks like a little Bumstead. But it was like his first show or some shit, like first or second show, and cracked top 10 at the Olympia. Good posing, good structure, and I'm sure he gets with the right coach. Get some creatine and some vitamin T.
That's right. That's right.
He could do some damage, but it'll take. I think it takes anybody in the scene, 2-3 years to really catch up to Chris, unless it's, Terrence, I think is the only one who really has a chance.
Yeah. Like Breon Ansley, he should go to 212. He can win that 212.
I don't know. I don't know. You got what's the dude that just won this year? 212.
Oh, Derek. Yeah.
Derek Lunsford.
Derek Lunsford shape. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
Kelsinski.
one guy, JoJo's Kelsinski. Maybe is that who we're referencing?
Yeah. Google that and see what you get.
Okay. So here's a question that came up on someone else's podcast. So maybe we'll defer to Will since he's the competitor. What are you guys' thoughts on 212 bodybuilders, pro bodybuilders jumping into the open, doing damage, but then also being able to go back and forth? Do you think once they go one way, they should just stay, or do you think it should be liberal that you can jump back and forth?
I don't think they should enforce it, but I don't see someone being good at both. If you're really good at 212, I don't see you being competitive, super competitive in the open. So I don't really think there should be a reason to restrict it. If someone wants to do the open too, let them.
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
I don't see it being a threat. Or someone's not going to come in and take the 212 Olympia and the Open Olympia. It's never going to happen.
Well,
the majority of the 212 guys are in better shape than the Open. Because they have to stay within the weight limit.
So when you get your pro card, right, and you go nationals and you go pro, is at that point you could go pro as a bodybuilder and go to classic or men's physique and vice versa.
It's all up to you. Yeah.
But the thing is that if you're at this level doing one of these things, the chances of you meeting the criteria to cross and do damage, you're probably too small or you have bad shape.
Right.
And that's not going to translate back and forth. I think the only way that it potentially, and it's the right person, and they'd have to be the right height, is where you could go from men's physique to classic. But you would have to be in that sweet spot of height and weight where you don't look like you're just going to blow the board shorts out.
Well, because the person was referencing the 212 winner 2 years ago.
Sean Clarita,
yeah, because Clarita jumped into the Open. I think he came in second or third in a show.
Yeah, he did very well.
Yeah.
And then
because he was beating guys on his condition alone, you know what I mean? So he jumped into bigger class with his 212 condition, and he was out, he was outshining everybody.
Yeah, that was that Persian show or something right after the Olympia. And so you have to take into account it was an open show, right? But I think Regan won that. Okay. So you have a 7th, 8th place guy who gets swamped by the 1st and 2nd place open bodybuilders standing next to a 212. So best case scenario, you got the best 212 guy coming over and placing 7th or 8th
behind Regan Grimes.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? That's messed up.
Hey, nothing wrong with Regan. I'll tell you right
Regan,
now.
I
beat look like that dude.
It's I beat the 212 Mr. Olympia, just to let you know.
Yeah, at 260 I beat him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So any other topics you want to broach here? I know it's a Sunday afternoon here, and I appreciate everybody's time.
So we're going to repeat. We're going when the Olympia comes up. It's coming up. We're going to do this show again.
Yeah, because the last time we did it, you were sitting there chiming on the comments. I couldn't get you off the fucking comments.
Yeah, that's your fault for not putting me on. You see what happens?
So, Will, I'll ask you. I know you just dropped your essential fatty acid product, right?
Mm-hmm.
How's that moving, brother? You want to give a quick plug?
Pretty good. Sure. If anyone wants to get a well-dosed fish oil, which also has Smart Prime, which is basically an ingredient that helps enhance the absorption and conversion of omega-3s to DHA and EPA. You can head over to the site, leviathannutrition.com, and pick some up.
Hey, anything on the horizon? Anything new coming out?
No, as far as, as new products go, not really. The focus this year will kind of just be to expand inventory, especially with with supply chain delays and everything. Like I keep having to increase inventory and make sure that we don't run out of stock, and want to do a little bit better with marketing and possibly get some products back onto Amazon and push that way also.
If you go onto his website right now, within the next 5 minutes, everything is 75% off.
That would be a red hot.
And the code is heroic FU.
Yeah, the code is XCon1.
So since you brought that up, James, let's talk about that for a minute. What do people think about 5.5 years that both of them got? Any
Both
comments?
of them. Ooh. And Guy Cisternino is he's filling in for PJ Braun.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't think anybody gives a shit other than the people in the industry that wanted to see some reckoning happening or whatever.
Mhm.
But the average consumer doesn't give a shit, doesn't even know.
They don't know what's going on.
And we'll never really know. At
Mhm.
5 years and both of them paying $2 million a piece, that's fucking chump change. And Aaron even said it in one of his things that they kind of blasted back on him at their Christmas party that he wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
And when you look at it from that perspective, our society and the justice system is building white collar crime to be okay. We've seen it with guys like Bernie Madoff and all this other shit is where, go make 200 million,
Mm-hmm.
slap on the wrist, spend a couple years. And with Aaron, his only thing is he's got kids. And so I understand as a father, that's upsetting. But I mean, in his perspective is generational wealth over 5 years, right? So his kids are going to have Ferraris and shit to wreck on Ambien.
Yep. Yo, bro.
Now, listen, I respect the ruthlessness of the business that they do. They're a hell of a marketing company that happens to sell supplements.
Yeah, Redcon, their trash products will still make money, no matter what.
But I think it goes to show that people like Will, people like me, that aren't willing to cut those corners and do those things, like there's no penalty. There's not going to be a shift in the market. So we are going to be the underdogs for a long time. And the customer may not ever, the base customer, right, in the supplement industry may not ever care. But when you see guys that are doing the right thing, know that they're doing it out of morals and we're not getting rich testing our products and not selling illegal substances.
So for Will or James, obviously being the brand owners, do you think some of the maybe suspect companies are out there? Do you think they're going to shape up, or they just like, they're dumb shits, they got caught, we're not going to get caught?
Yeah. Look at where Aaron lives. Look what these guys are doing. And just in the shit that he fucked up in the last couple months, if you're one of these guys that's making a product to get rich, all that says is, okay, are you willing to do 5 years in prison? Yeah. Okay. Here's 200 million.
Yeah. I don't think it's a very strong deterrent for people from what they've done, what they've got.
Nah, they're still going to do their dirt. Doesn't matter.
And Will, I know you and I have talked on the chats here. They still haven't arraigned Bacuzzi yet. And I know Bacuzzi was saying 10 years, and hopefully he'll get like 2 because he's like the scapegoat during this whole thing, I think.
Yeah, I think that's going to burn him. Is that federal agent thing? Impersonating a federal agent. That's going to be the charge that messes him up.
Someone was impersonating like the FDA, right?
Yeah, it was him.
Oh, it was,
man, bro. Woo.
Shit. Yeah.
So in that whole ring, of them doing everything, he stepped in to try to like get some information or, try to throw somebody off the case by claiming that he was an FDA agent. And I think if they're going to stick anybody with anything, that's the one that's going to get you.
Yeah. That's not going to be good for him.
Yeah, but that's got to suck though. I don't know the guy well enough. I mean, just from interactions, but I hope he doesn't get 10 because again, he's the small man on the totem pole, but he looks like the most to get fucked.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna make an example out of him.
Usually that's what happens.
And you know, both of those guys snitched on him to get, you know, kind of lighter sentences when they were the guys coordinating the whole thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
So James, we'll close with you. I asked Will, and I'll ask you, anything new on the horizon from Pell or anything you want to plug?
You know, our greens that we've launched, we launched on Black Friday. It's been gaining steam. We're just trying to work on some better things with marketing. Kind of the opposite of Will is that I boosted inventory out the ass last year because I saw the supply chain stuff and the prices going up. Now I got to move it. I mean, now I'm like swimming in boxes all the time. So we just got to get better at marketing and getting out there and showing people what we're doing. So we've got some cool stuff coming up. I've got some other products that, you know, if inventory shifts and we continue to grow, we'll do a high stem pre-workout later this year to kind of compete with the DMHAs, but we'll do it more straightforward, you know, cleaner products and just kind of give them an option for, hey, you want something that'll punch you in the face, but you know that it's not adulterated and made in a shitty place. So
plug your event next week. You had an event did you talk about? Plug your event for next week or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, it's a local thing called Cookie Fest. This company, Fat and Weird Cookies, is putting it on here, trying to make Guinness Book of World Records. But really, the deal is you got like Robin Dana Wynn Bailey, Hayden and them from Alani New, Julian Smith from Arms Race, Max Tuning. It's like all these Instagram influencers are going to be here. So we're going to kind of blow it out of the park. Our logo is going to be everywhere. We got the camper with our big wrap on it. We're like one of the main sponsors. So just trying to put a dent in everybody coming into my town thinking that they know what's up.
And where is it, James? I don't know if you mentioned, where is it?
Panama City Beach, Florida. So,
what is it, a park or what? I mean, give me some sustenance.
I mean, it's a big outdoor park.
Okay.
You know, it's like an amphitheater where they have everything going on. So they're looking to have about 4,000 people dunking cookies at the same time. So it's
run by a cookie company, but it's all supplement healthy companies showing up.
Yeah. So they're tied in. Like those are all their friends, right?
Yeah.
So like the guys that own Fat and Weird Cookie, Brad and Aubrey, I think they know Rob and Dana and Hayden and them from other things. And so I think that's the pool to try to get 4,000 people is, you know, you get all these Instagram influencers that have like 1 million plus, you know, maybe they can scrounge up 4 or 5K people that'll come and, you know, just want to be part of something stupid and fun.
Cool. Alan, anything on your neck you want to post, brother?
I'm just on, you know me, I'm into filmmaking a lot. So I am working on different little projects in here. I'm going to be working on Nocturnal Part 2 since the first one was pretty successful and a lot of people were fans of it. So I'm writing a script and getting actors to get this going.
You going to get that in any more film festivals or no?
I think so. Yeah, a lot of film festivals have been asking me to submit something. So that's kind of like, you know, making me more motivated to start shooting more, start filming more.
Okay, and we brought it up earlier. I'll ask you this: how much equipment do you have in inventory? Like, if you had to put a dollar amount, how much shit do you have? Talking 20K plus, 30K plus?
Maybe like 15.
As he looks around to make sure his wife's not near.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe like 15. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, if you need anybody to do like a shower scene or something, you need some kind of extra actor with holla at me.
Okay. I got you.
He'll do it by the pool in his weight belt for you.
All right.
Gentlemen, as always, it's a pleasure. I appreciate the time, and I look forward to having you guys back again. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. You too.